Now, you did your dissertation at Oxford on Richard St. Victor, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything about him?
And what attracted me to him was I found that with those associated with this abbey, suddenly my Pentecostalism made sense, that here was a place where they were fusing spirituality with worship, with books on the Trinity, with biblical studies. All of it was coming together to develop a kind of holistic program.
Wow.
And so they helped me to see that there's a way of holding together head and heart, the affections or the emotions and the desires on the one hand with the cognitive. It became a very attractive way to explore my own Pentecostal faith was through this 12th century medieval obscure individual. This is something I got straight out of the Abbey of St. Victor.
Got it.
I mean, they think you study to expand your imagination because the Spirit is working in and through the imagination. I mean, that's how visions emerge. And the more you restrict your imagination, the more you restrict your capacity to see.
Right.
So the more you study, the more you expand your imagination, you open yourself up to God. And so they have this understanding of the relationship between meditation and contemplation. Meditation is sustained thought along planned lines. It's like study, sustained, focused thought along a particular line of inquiry, where you're reading a book, you're pursuing a particular line of inquiry. Contemplation for them is when suddenly in the midst of that sustained focus, you can be caught up into something. And the way you're caught up into something is, it's a moment of revelation, it's a moment of insight. It's when what you're studying starts to collide or connect with other things. And this is how, for them, visions and revelations occur. They occur through the connection or the collision between these different ideas that are in the mind. And there's a moment where in the middle of this contemplative experience that you're not all, is it me? Is it God? It's both, right? Because suddenly the newness, the revelation comes from the collision of things.
Wow. Right?
This idea collides with that idea, collides with this idea, to reconfigure into something new, where you're seeing something different for the first time. So that really stuck to me as a way of understanding how a Pentecostal could go into a prayer closet with a Bible and suddenly the Spirit speak to that person, because what he or she is reading in Scripture, the history of his or her own experience, the other things that he or she has read, all of these different sources, these different ideas start to collide in the mind as the Spirit starts to bring them together in a new configuration. And suddenly there's a fresh insight, fresh revelation that they then build a sermon around and sometimes build a teaching around.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah. Now, Pentecostals wouldn't necessarily call it this, but the Victorines, would they call that Lectio Divina? Is that kind of what